but look how beautiful. Hey guys, it's a few days later from when I shot the other video about putting the herbs into the dryer, and they're dry. The thing that I need to retrofit is maybe curve the nail that this is hanging on a little bit upwards, because it would have been dry probably a couple days ago, but it kept falling on the ground. It's definitely not going to dry like that. It's nice and dry and beautiful. I pulled some gem marigold that I found that was a volunteer, and it had been going to seed, so I pulled it out so that I could save the seed, because I am a marigold hater. I like the way they look. I hate the way they smell. That smell almost is so pungent that it gives me a headache. But I find that with the gem marigold, there's like tangerine, lemon, something. Gem marigolds. They're like little tiny baby. You can see how small they are. Little tiny baby ones. And first of all, they're super cute, super hardy. I do nothing to these and they just come back every year. And I actually enjoy the smell of these. These are like slightly citrusy. They're not that harsh marigold smell, so maybe if you are a marigold hater as well, maybe you'll like these. Plus, they're edible. Kitty, you're driving me nuts. I've been drying some of my gourds and loofah in the greenhouse. You can see this one was much farther along on the vine, and it's pretty much all the way dry. And then I have some that are starting to dry out. And then I even have some that may or may not rot. We don't know. But it gets nice and warm and sunny in here in the greenhouse, so I figured that would help them dry. I also have loofah, all in varying stages of growth, so I'm not sure if some of them will even dry all the way out. But I know that I have a few. So this is a fully dried loofah ready to be turned into a sponge. I like to use these to make like scrubby soap. So I will slice this up into pieces and put each one in my soap mold, and then it'll make like a little scrubber, or a little soap with a built-in scrubber. I've actually been stuck in town all day, which I absolutely despise. I'm a homebody to my core. I don't like to be away from my home. So I'm gonna spend the next, I don't know, hour before the sun goes down, because the sun sets so early now. I think I'm gonna spend it outside. Do you want to come with me? My chickens are molting so hard that it almost looked like it snowed. I'm not sure if you can see it in this video, but there are just feathers, feathers, feathers as far as the eyes can see. So hopefully they start laying again soon. I have the birds here on the compost pile for their last stop before they get put up for winter. People like Joel Salatin does this, and I'm pretty sure that's why Justin Rhodes does it. They house their pigs and their chickens in the barn over the winter, or not in the barn, in the high tunnel over the winter. And I think that's what I'm gonna use my kind of nursery, my seed propagation, plant propagation house. Obviously I'm not using it in the coldest months of the year, and so I think that they'll be happy and nice and warm and toasty. have? Are you getting the vole that's been getting my stuff? You get him. I can't get over how beautiful this golden hour light is and how good I feel being outside. Do I need to get other things done right now? Yes. Does it matter? Nah. I keep checking my duck pond around the edges because they're not using the house that they have. But they should be like at maturity to be laying eggs. Have I found a single egg yet? No. So now I have to traipse around the edges of the pond for an Easter egg hunt that may or may not even be here. But I've got 16 ducks. They're like half and half, so really only 8 layers. Mixed between runner ducks and cayugas. No eggs yet. They're still just freeloaders. Where are you hiding them? Or are you eating them before I can find them? Is that the thing? I found some more volunteer gem marigolds. Look. Somehow it had to have been a little bit protected from the frost over here. Or we haven't had a super heavy frost yet because it's still green. But there's still lots of seed heads on this, and I want to put this everywhere next year. So I'm just going to pull up all of the plants and walk around like it's my own personal half-dead bouquet. Because, but aren't they so cute? Look at these little cuties. And it smells lovely. This is milkweed, and I always let milkweed be a volunteer anywhere that it wants to in my garden. Just because save the butterflies. Duh. But it's setting its seed, and I'm really tempted to shove some of this in my pocket and start some intentionally. Maybe I'll start a butterfly garden next year, you know? But it's really cool, actually. So it'll just be green broad leaves during the season. And then they will have these funky looking pods that are green in the growing season. And then the pods will burst open. And out comes all of these little fluffies on a Dr. Seuss umbrella. Or maybe that's where Dr. Seuss got its idea. I think I'll take this home with me. I think I'll just take the whole pod. I'll leave some. Except you have to see who's occupying your space because there's these weird bugs inside. Quit. And I don't want to take the bugs home with me, but I'm just going to take this whole pod and put it in my pocket. I don't really know why I would ever come here without a bag of some kind, but I'm going to put these in my pocket too. Sunflower seeds, because I forgot to save any at all this year, so Now I have some. I grew sunflower seed sunflowers and I was so excited about it, and I forgot to save one single seed. So I'm just going to take every... Oh, they're so pokey and I don't have anything to cut it with. I'm just going to take every single head off. I should have flagged it for the ones that I truly wanted, because he's still working on breeding them. There were still singles in the mix, which are fine because they were pretty. But we're really all after the doubles, aren't we? The birds have eaten the vast majority of my seeds, and you know what? I'm not going to blame them, because chances are they're going to poop some out as volunteers next year. But also, it's my fault that I let them have them all anyway, you know? Really glad I found a bucket, and how silly of me for coming to the garden empty-handed. Even though 99% of things are dead, I should have known that I was going to find something to take home. Maybe. I guess the theme of this video is walk around and see what seeds we can find. But an exciting achievement. I honestly thought I had only picked a handful of okra pods that were ripe enough. Here in my zone, I don't really have enough time to make a whole lot of okra seed, just because okra has such a long growing season and it likes it really hot. Typically I have to buy my okra seed because I never plan ahead. I should just let one plant per variety each year, just never pick anything off of it, but I don't think about it until it's too late. There's always next year, because I like to save as many seeds as I can. But I think that with how many okra pods I'm seeing, my trick for knowing that an okra pod will probably have mature seed in it is they have these little, like, it's starting to bust open, and each one of these little sections is full, full of seeds. That's so exciting. Now the problem is I planted 2 different green varieties and I have no idea at this point which one is which, but okra is okra is okra. And the more that I can save the seed, the more it will be regionally adapted to me. So that's very exciting. But I know that when I go back to the house, I will have to bust all of these open immediately because they're not all the way dry. And so if I left them in the pods when they're still damp, they will mold and then no more seeds. This is the best day ever. I'm so glad I came outside. Back here is one of my favorite spots on the farm because it just feels so secluded. From here I cannot see unless I look forward. But if I really go back in that cove, I can't see any windmills. I can't see any solar panels. I'm like in my own world, which is my own dream world. I just want to be in peace, but I am going to walk up here with you, sit down in a good sunny spot and have a chat. I cannot believe that so many leaves are down off of these trees. It's really starting to look like winter is on the horizon, and I don't appreciate it. I never ever usually take the camera over here because I don't have anything over here to look at. It's just the pasture. But look how beautiful. So this is the last spot of sun before it goes down over the horizon on my farm, because usually the woods is in the way, but the winter sun is way over here, so I get a little bit of a sunset over here. Usually we just have sunrise, but I'm gonna pop a squat and chat. What, you want me to hold you? So normally I don't take season change well. Actually, every other season change I love, except the one that goes from fall to winter, because I'm never ready to really rest. This year I am a little bit more tired than I usually am, so I am a little bit more ready for a change. Plus, I have so much this year coming up to look forward to that I'm excited for the winter. I'm not excited for the winter because it's cold, but I'm excited for the season of planting. This spot in particular, as well as my other hayfield, we have 40 acres and it's about 50-50 in open land like this, and then 50% is trees. It's harvest season right now, and so many farmers are out with their trucks. But this spot in particular, or the hayfields in particular, are going to look so different in the future that you won't even recognize where I'm sitting right now. It's never going to look the same, and I'm so excited about it. I got word, for those of you that followed me because of Weedy and Jeff, thank you. The part that you've been looking forward to is almost here. I have my final phone call, I think, with Jeff next week. So the final plan, I will be able to show you and tell you all the things and tell you how excited I am for everything. I'm so blessed, lucky, and just in awe of this opportunity that I've been given, because it's something that I don't think that I was ready for on my own. Whether that's financially commitment, I've been blessed in that way too. I get to take the design course that Jeff offers, and I have been waiting to start it because I know how my brain works, and I have to like dive deep into anything that I'm doing, and I just wasn't ready for that yet. I'm still not quite ready. I'm supposed to be preserving some things, but they're just waiting for me. But I have started the course this week officially, and I am hook, line, and sinker. You got me. It's speaking to all the parts of my heart and my brain and connecting the two and putting like words to my feelings that I've been feeling on my own. But it's so cool to know that I'm not alone, like at all. But the fact that this course is it feels like he's talking to me. So if you have been thinking about it, maybe put some money in an envelope, and each week you put money into it. I know that it's a big commitment. That's mainly what was stopping me. But I think that if you work towards it, I don't think that you will be disappointed at all. I'm really only not even halfway. I'm not even a quarter of the way through the course yet, and my mind is just blown. I have pages of notes. I'm so excited. It's all I want to do. In fact, instead of coming outside tonight, all I wanted to do was sit at my computer with my notebook and watch and take notes. But nevertheless, Mama, I'm gonna leave. Unfortunately, I do have to go back inside. I do have to go back to my home. I cannot just sit in here. Plus, I'm losing light by the minute right now, and it's so cold. But if you haven't seen it before, look at this wide open space. It will never be the same again. And I can't wait to show you the plan that he's come up with. Mind-blowing. I never would have thought of any of these things without their help. For a little hint, there's water, there's animals, there's trees and plants and life, and it's gonna be so amazing. Unfortunately, like I said, I've got to go back inside, maybe fix my family some dinner. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, harvesting some seeds, just walking around. Until next time. Come on, Hanky.